Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So for today's video, we are doing a true get ready with me. I actually am planning on leaving the house today. I know, it's new. So my friend, her birthday was in the middle of last week, so we're doing a birthday thing for her, or going out for her birthday. So I actually just want to get ready for that, and I just wanted to, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to handle two things at one time. My cat is also needing to go to the vet, and it's like a whole situation because the place I go to, if you just try to book out a regular appointment, kind of like with humans right now, it takes literally forever to get an appointment. But I want him to see more urgently than that, so I'm basically on a list, and then if they call, then I'm gonna have my husband drive him up there and drop him off. Anyway, so yeah, so a very busy day for a change. So I just went and put on some of this Mary Kay Timewise day cream. So I'm just putting that on just because my skin's like super dry. I can't do a lot for my rosacea right now just because I'm still pregnant, which is a good thing. But I not complaining at all. Just I basically just don't want to use the rosacea cream because I don't know, it's like an antibiotic and I just feel a little weird about using it. I don't know if it would actually do anything, but at this rate, I've had to work so hard to get this pregnancy. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep him where he needs to be without any issues. So, update on that. That's what we're going to talk about today. Update is, I'm 36 weeks today, you guys. I'm so excited. Like, I mean, everything has just gone really well for the most part, and I don't know, just really lucky. I've not had like complications, stuff like that, and I mean, for the most part, it felt pretty good. Like, I didn't have any like nausea or anything like that initially. I've had like maybe a few times of acid reflux, not enough that would be like, oh my god, I hate my life and I need to take Prilosec or something, you know? So I like feel really, really lucky in that regard. You know, the only things I've had, which are kind of weird, is like, there we go, let's fix that. But yeah, so I don't know, I felt really lucky. I haven't had a lot of like pregnancy terrible symptoms. The only thing I have going on right now is just some varicose veins, so that's cute. Love that for me. But it's enough that I can like just use ice and elevate my legs and stuff, and it, you know, kind of resolves itself. So I feel really lucky in that respect, and just a little bit of swelling at the end of the day, just because I'm at work and standing and stuff like that, or even just sometimes when I'm doing another job where I'm sitting a lot, same thing, you know, I just don't have as good of circulation. But yeah, so it's been, I feel like really lucky because there's a lot of people that have a lot of stuff that goes on with them and like a lot more pain and suffering, and I feel like pretty lucky in that regard. I'm just a little nervous because you guys don't know because you haven't had an update in a while, but I'm supposed to go to the hospital on the 16th, which for reference, today is the 2nd. So it's coming up. And if you're wondering like, well, why are you giving birth early? Me too. Well, I shouldn't say that. So basically, because I'm a high risk pregnancy, even though I haven't had a lot of issues, I've been like good with blood pressure, good with blood sugar, like the baby's in the right position, everything's going well, like all the things are checking the boxes. Even though that's going well, I guess the way things are looked at now is if you make it to 38 weeks, then at that time they consider taking the baby at that time, just because you wouldn't have to have the baby in the NICU, most likely. Low risk of that. The baby's pretty well developed. There's not much else they're doing in there except just kind of hanging out. Maybe slightly more developing, but nothing that's, you know, obviously would have to be put in an incubator or anything like that. But the risk of going beyond that starts to increase because you have risk of your blood sugars getting crazier, the baby getting too big, you not being able to come out without a C-section. What else? Oh, the blood pressure getting really wonky and then getting preeclampsia. So I guess per the doctor, they basically try to weigh the risks of like going early versus late. And the risk, or if you go into labor on your own, there's more risk of complications just because you're going later into the term. So, because you're kind of waiting it out and you don't really know when you're going to go into labor. So they recommended that I go in at 38 weeks, which is in 2 weeks, which is very alarming. So the fact that, I mean, you can go back through my channel, and the fact that I was struggling with fertility, and then to the fact that in 2 weeks I'll have a kid, is very shocking. I mean, I love it, don't get me wrong. It's just like still very surreal. Like, what is this life? And the fact that it went by so quick, I don't know why it went by so quick, because you would think, like, you know, a pregnancy is a long time. It's a majority of a year. But I don't know if it's because of the when it happened, you know, because I started a new job right at the same time. So maybe that's like been distracting me, and I feel like time's just gone by really fast or something. I'm not sure, but it's just really crazy to think about that, like, oh my gosh, this is like escalating so quickly. We will be having a child soon. And then I feel like there's just so much stuff to do, which is also very stressful. Like, I'm sure other people feel like this too, but it's like you start coming up with all these things that you need to do, like at the very end. And I know some of that's like a nesting situation, but it's like, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to do that. You know, what would be nice if I did this before the baby comes versus like after the baby's here. And it's just like, it's a never ending list. You're like constantly driving yourself crazy, sorry, with a list of things that you need to do. And I'm already kind of a list driven person anyway. So it's like the fact that my list has so many things on it and I have so little time to do them is very stressful. I don't know, I'm just so excited that he's gonna be here soon. And I was like making sure everything's set up. I just posted his nursery video, which even after I posted that, I added more stuff to the nursery and changed it a little bit more, and I was like, dang it, should have held up on the nursery video. But it's okay, it's just constantly being changed and updated and moved around. And it's like I had a baby shower at work, and I got some new stuff, and I was like, oh dang, I haven't hung that up yet. I gotta put that up. But oh, and then if you're wondering, I did, yes, put my foundation on with my hands, because, you know, it's funny, back in the day, I used to put my foundation on with my hands, and recently I was watching this TikTok video, this girl was doing that, and I was like, you know what, I might start doing it again, because it's so much quicker, and you're warming it up in your hands. And sometimes with the beauty blender, like, I mean, well, every time with the beauty blender, you have to like wet it, and there's just more stuff to do. And sometimes I'm just like, I don't have time for that, and I don't feel like dealing with all that. So, I mean, the fact that right now I've already like busted most of my face out already is like pretty good. So, yeah, I just put this Infallible foundation on, and it's in the shade 420. That's probably like one of the lighter shades that they have with like a little yellow hint to it. I don't like if it's too white, because then my rosacea kind of pops through. So it's like I have to kind of balance it out with a little bit of a yellow tint, even though it's like not my perfect skin color. So I did that, and then I used Wet n Wild's bronzer. You can tell it's like a little rough in here. Like, I'm just basically getting it out of the corners at this point. But I'm just trying to finish it up so I can start a new one. And then I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Illuminating palette as well. Oh, one other thing. Oh shoot, I forgot concealer. Good gravy. You can tell I'm like not in my right headspace. So I'm gonna come back around to the concealer. I don't know if it's gonna mess it up too much, but I'm gonna put a little bit down here just because this is where my face tends to break out the most. And I started putting it like this, by the way, too, instead of a long triangle. I was looking at like some videos, and they were like, don't do it that way because it makes your face look kind of more saggy here, I guess. But like if you go like that, it's more uplifted, which we all need that, you know? So that's why I'm kind of going high with it. And I feel like it has made a difference when I look in pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that does actually look a lot better. So you're still pulling it down a little bit just to cover, but like you're just extending the concealer up more. And then today I wanted to do kind of like a rainbowy look. I think that would be fun. Even though I'm wearing like a super neutral outfit, like just whatever, just like something fun to do. Just because I don't get to do makeup that much anymore, and I think with like my baby, I mean, I'm assuming when I go out I will, but like, you know, on a daily basis I won't be. Consistent with how my life is now, but even worse probably for a little bit because I won't even be going to work or anything. So, and that's also crazy too. Like I've been working every day for so long. Like every single day I go to work, and the fact that I won't be going to work for a while, like that's also really weird. Like what the heck? Like I don't know if like it just stresses anybody else out. And I mean, I've signed up for leave and stuff like that, so I'm like a little like, okay, we need to make sure that goes through okay. But it's just crazy. Just I'm like, I have one more week of work. What the heck? For a while. I'm staying out until like February, like February 20th I think I put down. I'd have to look at the paperwork again. I kind of was trying to find a specific time to come back, but because I was like, oh, maybe after Valentine's Day, because that would be kind of cute. Anyway, because then if I wanted to do anything for Valentine's Day, I mean, I know that's a far-fetched scheme at this point, but I would be able to right before coming back. That's contingent on having a baby. Still, things to think about. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to do anything again. But I'm like, people do stuff, so I think I'd be able to figure it out. I just haven't got that far yet, you know, like, because I'm just not, I'm like, I'm going to be a newbie. I don't know. I started a new job, and now I'll be a newbie at motherhood. Like, all in the same year. A lot of change. So probably putting concealer on after powder was not the smartest approach, but we're working with the decisions that I have made. So, yeah, don't do that. And then I left a little bit of foundation over here. I'm going to try to cover this spot up some more. And yeah, I'm using my beauty blender on this stuff because I'm just trying to fine tune a little bit versus like spending all day using this to get my face beat down. It's like just this one little patch is so bad. I don't know why it's also on one side of my face versus the other is really bad. Any dermatologists out there can explain that? And the thing is, I don't sleep on that side of my face more because I kind of thought, well, maybe the pillow, or I sleep on that side of my face more, maybe that's the issue, but I don't think it is. I kind of fixed that. And then I just used the CoverGirl TruBlend concealer, Undercover. This one's in their lightest shade Fair, so I usually use that to kind of brighten up. And then I'm gonna go back over with some of the powder, because I kind of took some off obviously to put stuff on. So I'm kind of layering up here. What else is going on? Yeah, house improvements are getting done. Really excited about that. Like, that's the other thing too. I'm like putting more stress on myself because I'm like, okay, well, you know, we need new flooring. Okay, we need to do that like right now. So we've already got the downstairs done as much as we can. We fixed some flooring on the stairs because we had like a bunch of areas where the cats had like scratched the carpet and ruined places. So we took the old carpet that was like the good parts of the carpet from the other rooms, and then we just reused that since it's the same carpet for the stairs, and then just patched in. Actually, like, you know, I think we did like 4 stairs on the bottom because that's where the worst spots were, and then the top stairs. So it looks really good now. It like actually just looks like it was like how it's supposed to be. So that's super nice. So we don't have like cut up carpet and tacks coming out of the floor, so great. And then the flooring in the other rooms, we just switched over to like a hardwood. It's like vinyl, but you know, like a hard floor. So that's exciting. So got that done, thank goodness. That's been an ongoing life thing at this moment. So it's like, But it's all these things that you put on yourself, you know what I mean? Like, did I have to have new flooring before the baby comes? Probably not. But at the same time, like, the flooring was getting really bad. And it's like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? I need to do it, or we need to do it when the baby's here. But that's gonna also be more tricky because, you know, do you want to like try to change flooring while you have a baby and there's gonna be like construction going on? That doesn't sound appealing. So we got all that done. That's the good news, it's done. And then I think with the nesting phase too, I'm just like want to do everything. I'm like, every room needs a deep clean, we need to reorganize, declutter. You don't realize how much stuff you've accumulated and how many things need to be looked through until you start. And then you're like, okay, well then I did this, and then let's do this, and then let's do this, and let's do this. And it just keeps going. Like, my list is so long at this point. And the fact is too, I only have the 1 week before of work, and then I was gonna have 1 week off just to like decompress, like maybe finish very last minute things. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I still have so much on my list. I'll probably end up doing stuff during that last week, which is not how I wanted to spend that week. So unless I can like be super busy this week and then have a whole week of chill time, then that's what's gonna end up happening. Like, I have 3 friends with birthdays around the same time in October. So I'm like, man, like I want to be able to like get them situated too, like maybe send them a card or get them a gift or get all that figured out before the baby comes, because I don't want to be like, okay, I just had a baby like a week ago, so I can't really think about anything else right now. So I'm like, okay, I got cards for everybody, like have to plan out gifts, have to get all that stuff like packaged and kind of just put somewhere, even if they can't get their gift right now, or like if I'm gonna take them out, like, you know, it's just, I don't know. And again, a lot of these things are self-put, but at the same time, I also don't want to be like, oh yeah, I forgot about your birthday because I've had a kid. I don't know. Just, well, actually I wouldn't have forgotten about it. I knew about your birthday, but I was distracted with my kid and didn't get a chance to like, you know, think about you. So the eyebrows are kind of whack today. You guys, I'm doing things so out of order. Like, hang on there. I'm just gonna trim this back just a little bit. I've already kind of drawn them on, which is even smarter. Like, good job me. I don't know how much you guys hang out on TikTok, but the more I hang out on TikTok, the more I'm thinking I have ADD. You guys maybe already picked that up. You guys probably already diagnosed me. But like, the other day at work, I had this like thought, and I was like, you know what? I honestly think I have ADD. Like, I don't want to be that person that's just self-diagnosing, but I mean, it was there. Because I was doing our clinical flow coordinator job, and so basically it's like multitasking to the max. Like, that's your job. You're just handling all the miscellaneous things, you know. You're like, okay, making sure all the patients are getting roomed, you're making sure that the phone calls are getting taken care of. If someone comes from the front desk and they're like, hey, this patient has these symptoms, should we see them today or tomorrow? Like, you're triaging stuff at the same time. You have prior authorizations from insurance coming in, you get faxes from the pharmacy. Like, you're just handling all the things. And or like right now we're training people, so you have people that are like, hey, can you check my chart and just make sure everything's good before the doctor sees his patient? So that's on a time crunch. Or, hey, I have a question, you know. It's like just stuff like that all day, which like I started doing and I felt like I was doing pretty good at, but now I'm like, am I failing at it? I don't know. I think it's just maybe because I'm getting more pregnant and I'm getting more, I don't know, out of it. Like, just the other day, I felt like I was having a breakdown. And I was like, there's just too much to do. And I think it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But the thing is, we hadn't had that person in the role like for a couple of half days. So it was like a lot of work had accumulated and it was just so backed up. And at some point I was just shutting down, and I'm like, I've never had that bad of an experience like that before. And I was reading that this is apparently a thing. Like if you get just super overwhelmed, that if you have ADD, you can kind of just like just mentally shut down. And I honestly feel like that was happening, because I was just like, there's so many things to do, there's so many things to do, there's so many things to do. And it's like, you just don't know where to go. Like you're just all the things, you know, like, so I don't know. Now that I'm on TikTok, I'm like, do I have ADD that's been undiagnosed like for years? Because or can you develop this when you're an adult? Like yeah, because I mean even talking with you guys, I'm so all over the place. Like we're on ADD now, but we were talking about a baby earlier. Like you just, my mind is tracking things all over the dang place. And some of that maybe like is normal. Like, I don't know. Anybody out there know? Anybody have ADD and feel like this is a thing that they deal with? Because I'm like, I don't know. I've never been treated for that. I've never heard of that. Maybe because I was always able to function. So like maybe it's so much. My camera cut off, so we're back. But yeah, it's just so frustrating though. Because like you have the capacity that you want to do so many things, and you're just sitting there and you're like, hundreds of things. Your brain just can't, you can't get your brain around all the things, you know, like you don't know where to start, and it's like super stressful. And especially in that role, because like the other day we just had so many things going on. It was like blue, 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 blue. There was just so much, and I was like, I can't catch up on one thing before all the other things fall apart. Which then I get frustrated with myself, because I'm like, you should be able to do this. Like, calm down, figure it out, like, woman up, you know? But it just doesn't come that way always, you know? So, I don't know. And I don't think this is just a I don't think this is a pregnancy thing, just to throw that out there. I mean, I'm not blaming the baby for this. I think this is a me thing, because I've noticed this in the past too. Like, if I just have too much, I'm like, whew. That's why I feel like I'm a big fan of list, because then I can be like, okay, did I actually accomplish this all the way through? No. I need to go back and finish it, you know, like, because I have a lot of always miscellaneous things that are left behind that I didn't finish. So, and then I do things out of order, and I'm kind of a hot mess. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just what that is. Or I'm just a hot mess, and maybe that's like a different story altogether. I don't know. Fun fact. Things to ponder. I am right now on a different note, just trying to figure out, I put on some blush and I put on some highlighter. The highlighter is the one I always use. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. You can tell it's like kind of getting a little low here. It's in Blossom Glow. And then I also use this really old, I love how I describe it, like really old blush. That like I thought I would never use, and now I use all the time. It's called Brush with Destiny. It's a Fergie collection. Tell me how old that's gotta be. Anyway, but yeah, it's also through Wet n Wild too. I just happened to find it in my makeup collection, and when I put it on, I was like, wow, this is actually a really good color for me. It's kind of like, let me open it up and I can show you. So you can see I'm starting to hit palette on it, but it's kind of like a little brownish pink. It's not like pink, you know? And I feel like that tends to work, which I also find hilarious how makeup works, because you're taking all of the redness out of your face, and then you proceed to put redness on your face. So for a long time I never wore blush, because I was like, I have rosacea, why would I want redness on my face? But I feel like it livens me up. So then that's why we're there. Now, I was about to put this eyeshadow on, and I didn't even put my primer on, so we're gonna do that right now. This is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. I have it, but I have not really used it. So I'm going to try to experiment with that today. You guys struggling with anything? Thoughts in the comments? You know, either pregnancy, ADD, mental health, otherwise related. Sound off. Feel free. I feel like the annoying thing, I don't know, maybe it's too just the nesting phase. Because, you know, obviously I've never been in a nesting phase until now, where you're just like, there's so many things to do. Like, the house has to be perfect. Like, the baby's room has to be perfect. Everything has to be organized. It's just, very overwhelming, especially if I do have ADD, and I'm making my own situation worse. But I don't know, but I just keep thinking I don't want to be stressed when the baby's here. So I'm almost like, am I just stressing myself out too much before the baby even gets here? I'm just like, I need all the things done. Everything needs to be perfect, needs to be ready. We need to be at the max capacity of stock. Everything has to just, I don't want to have to leave the house for a while. I don't know. And then on top of that, you have COVID still around, which is still a pain in the butt. It's like, why is this a thing still? Like, go away. We're over you. We've already moved on. We've already hit up monkeypox. Like, come on. You're old news, COVID, but COVID keeps coming back, which is super annoying. And I had like 1 or 2 scares in the last couple weeks. So now I'm like, oh my God. Like, I can't get COVID right before I go to the hospital. Like, which just makes me wonder. I'm like, oh cool, I'm going out today. That's probably not the best idea, but I'm gonna try to be outdoors and be safe as much as humanly possible. But it's like, at the same time, you still want to live your life. Like, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm gonna be cooped up in the house all day and be sad. Only gonna go out to work where I would probably get the most exposure ever. Even though I'm wearing a mask all day, I'm just like around people 24/7. So I don't know. I'm just like, have gotten really away from, like, I've gotten really close to having a couple of scares, and I'm just like, I don't want it, okay? I don't want it. We're too close. We've made it this far. We've made it so far. Like, and then there's the other new booster thing, which I'm like, I don't know, still kind of on the fence about, because I'm like, I've had so many boosters. Like, I've had well, not so many. I've had 1 booster, but you have like your one and your 2, your 2-part. And then I had a booster before I started in January. So I would be like super ready for my new gig. But now I'm like, oh my God, another booster? But I guess it's, if you think about it, it's probably gonna be like a flu shot where you're having like literally 1 every year. So they probably should just not call it a booster. They should be like, it's just your COVID shot for the year kind of thing, you know? They need to advertise that better. But at the same time, I'm also like right at the end of my pregnancy. So I'm like, do I want to take the risk of getting the shot and then not feel well? Or just hang on, don't get COVID for like a couple weeks, go into labor, and then deal with the shot afterward? I don't know. I'm kind of like, that's where I'm at. I don't know. So I'm kind of just waiting it out. I'm right now trying to figure out what kind of colors I want to aim for. I think I'm going to do like a rainbow sort of thing, but it might not be a perfect rainbow. So like, don't come for me if it's not. But I was thinking about doing some of the lighter colors first. I'd be so wild with my current outfit. I'm just literally wearing the most slumpy dress to go out and some Birks. And I'm like, yeah, let me come out with my rainbow. I want to do something fun today. I'm like, come on, let's be wild. I might bring my other mirror into play here so I can see a little better. This is not super pigmented. It looks better on the camera, but I'm looking at it down here and I'm like, girl, where you at, you know? And my eyes all gross. Okay. I mean, it looks so bad down here. Like, maybe just the lighting is so good up here that it's showing off better. But like, when I look down at the mirror, it is just, it doesn't show up very much. But I feel like it is. Okay. I'm just asking too much. Okay. So I did like a yellow on this side. Let's do like an orangey color. I'm going like boop and boop. And then I'm going to aim for like maybe that limeish green in a minute here. And I'm just stacking the colors next to each other. I don't know if I'm going to be able to blend them just because I don't want to like ruin their shine, so to speak, you know? Like, is this looking crazy? It might, but I don't care. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're going to this restaurant and it's like not super fancy, but it's like kind of medium fancy. And it's like fancy to me, I should say, because I don't really go anywhere super fancy. But oh my gosh, their fries are so good. They have gorgonzola fondue fries. Highly recommend. It's Twigs, if you're wondering. It's in Vancouver, Washington, downtown. Oh my gosh. So that's why I'm excited too, because we're gonna have sit at the downtown. It's gonna be all sunny outside. Emphasis on why I want a fun eye makeup look, and oh my gosh, and have these fries. And then I'm also gonna have a pear salad because I really like their pear salad. It's got like pear, pecans, some sort of vinaigrette that's really good. It's good, it's really good. So just me struggling to breathe as I'm like, fries. But I'm gonna blame the baby for that one because, I mean, he is kind of blocking some of my airway. But, oh, I'm so goofy. You guys are like, hold on, let me look at myself. It's just mad. Oh my god. I haven't eaten yet, so I also think I'm losing my mind slowly. Which I need to do after this, but I didn't want to like head downstairs, eat, then come back upstairs, and then, I was just like, let's just bust all the upstairs stuff. This is how my life is at this point. I'm like consolidating my activities. Like, is it an upstairs activity or a downstairs activity? Okay, upstairs is later or in the morning. Like, I'm not gonna be traipsing up and downstairs all day, you know? Now this green is interesting. Like, okay, this is what it looks like in the pan, okay? And I am actually making sure to get the right one. It looks kind of like, I don't know, kind of more olivey, or like, it doesn't look neon-y. Am I just the only one seeing that? And I'm cleaning the brush off each time, if you're wondering, too. Like, that's why I had the matte thing out, to get rid of the excess colors. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, why is it looking like that? What's up with that? Kind of muddy or something. I don't know what the word for that would be, but it just doesn't look as vibrant as I liked. I'm going in with this tealy blue next. And then too, I'm wondering how much of this is just the mirror that I'm holding, because I'm holding a non-lit mirror, but I'm wondering if like maybe it's making it look worse. But at the same time, I'm like, I want it to look good in real life, not just on camera would be cool. And then I need like a purple and a red. So let's do blah, blah, blah. Running out of eyeball space. I did too much yellow. Look how much yellow there is in contrast to every other color. Ugh, I butchered that. Maybe a little bit of pinkish red or something at the end, and that's about all I'm gonna have room for. So I'm gonna do this little bit of red. It's like a very shimmery red. So I'm gonna kind of put that at the very end, if it'll do it. There we go. Oh, I'm living that clown life today. I feel like it's very clowny, but I'm kind of okay with it, you know? I'm going to a rave, otherwise known as a restaurant that sells fries. The fact that like my favorite thing there is fries is really telling. But I feel like in pregnancy, you're like, you find one thing and you're like, you know what? You're it. You're going home with me. In my stomach. But they have other stuff there that's good too. It's not just that. It's just, for some reason, their fries are like my main appetizer. I have to get every single time with that salad. It's just my thing. So I'm excited about that. It's the little things. I'm just trying to clean up the edges here a little bit so it doesn't look as rough. And then this pencil I'm using, or this, not pencil, but this brush I'm using, it is one that I use for my concealer, so it kind of has a little bit of leftover product on it, so I feel like that kind of helps to clean things up a little bit. All right, and then let's put some mascara on, and then eventually I'll go do my other eye, but I'm not gonna do that one on camera because it takes so dang long. Let's put a little mascara on. We're doing CoverGirl Lashblast Fusion. I have such a hard time saying that. And it's the purple one. Anyway, what do you guys have going on this weekend? Anything exciting? I know we're already halfway through the weekend. That's the other sad news. I have to go back to work tomorrow. For my last week, you guys. My last week. What is life? I have not worked, or I've not been out of work like that forever. So I don't even know what I'm going to be doing with my life. I mean, I guess I'll be changing a baby and feeding him and stuff, but I'm like, well, and the thing is too, it's like, I know I'm gonna need to come back because I got bills to pay, but at the same time, I'm like, will I be like really sad to go back? I mean, I feel like all mothers probably are to some extent. They're just like, I have to leave my baby now. He'll be fine. He'll be fine with his dad. I hope. But I think it's just so weird because the fact that George and I have been together for an obscene amount of time. This year is our 20th anniversary. So I feel like we've just been talking about having a kid so long, like literally, I mean, when we were teens, we were talking about not having a kid as a teen, so don't nobody get worried, but I mean, it's kind of late for that now, I guess, but you know, but at the same time, we always talk about like, oh my god, when do you have kids? Like, you know, that type of thing, like you do when you're in a relationship. And it's just like the idea of it is like so far-fetched at that point, and then to be like, we're actually having a kid. And then last night it hit me too. We're like sitting in his room and we're like tidying stuff up, and then I was like, we're all in his room right now. Technically, he's in the room with us. He's just in me. But I was like, this is so weird to think about. He's already in his nursery. He's not physically all the way in there, but he's in there, you know? Kind of strange to think about. But yeah, things you think about at 12 a.m. when you're like putting away baby clothes. You're like, the baby's technically in his room, but he doesn't know he's in his room because he's in a womb. It's just weird to think about. Inception? Is that what that would be? Anyway, but I'm gonna let you guys go for now. Anyway, we're gonna take a little camera break. I'm gonna fix my other eye, and then I'll be back, show you the final look, and then yeah, I'll let you guys go for the day. But I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on. Pretty much, I'm kind of boring because everything's been going pretty well, which is nice. Nice that I am being boring. I did go to the doctor an obscene amount of times, but other than that, things have been going really well. So I haven't had a lot to say really. And then my video content, I'm trying to do some cleaning content because I'm technically obsessed with cleaning right now and trying to get my house figured out. So I figured maybe that would be some good video content, and it's not exactly baby related, which is good. So I will be back in a little bit to show you the other eye. Bye! I'm back, you guys. So I did a little space bun look today. I am having a little, you know, old-fashioned moment. I decided to put on a different necklace. I just got this one. It's one of those like herringbone type of, you know, like chokery necklaces, which, you know, is literally choking me, but that's fine. Anyway, so I decided to do that. I changed my outfit, which I'm still a little on the fence about because it wasn't a maternity outfit and I'm trying to make it work. So let me show you what that looks like, and hopefully I don't flash anyone. So, let me back up. So can you see it? Anyway, so it's like a crop top here. The crop top actually cuts off right here, which I'm a little like stressing about, because that feels weird, you know, when you're pregnant. But yeah, so I've got a ton of crap in my room, which is why I'm trying to clean. But anyway, so that's kind of like what that looks like. And it's just like a little shorter dress. And then, yeah, and then I just did the little space buns and I completed the other eye. So I think it's kind of a look. It's a look of some kind today. But it's different than I normally would wear, so I'm gonna venture out and be dangerous today. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope you guys enjoyed the content. I am just living right now and putting it out there, and then if people enjoy it, they enjoy it, and just keeping up with me. If nothing else, my family can keep up with me, since a lot of my family lives across the country. But yeah, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you back for the next one. All right, bye!